Hi everybody, and welcome back to KWPR. For those who don't know, I'm Martin, and for those of you who might have watched the channel, you might see that there's a vacant space one side or the other from me, and I'm going to start this video off with some very upsetting news. The main star of the show, my best friend, my confidant, my guardian, Jake, has taken that final walk, and he's no longer with us. I've done a little sort of put a few clips together, a little homage to Jake, which I'll put on the end of this video, mainly just for myself and my family. We put it together just for our own memories, but as I'm going to put it on this video at the end, you're more than welcome to watch it. Many of you know Jake from my videos, and there's quite a few of you who've met him when we've gone to a couple of shows. So he had a good life, 14 and a half years old, didn't quite make it to 15, but to say I'm gutted, he's beyond control. He passed away on Thursday, just before Good Friday, it was very peaceful, but yeah, so he's gone. But anyway, moving on. So not a lot been happening with the pond at all. I've been trying to do little bits of videos and things like that, but there's just been nothing going on. Covers are still on, as I'll show you in a minute, and because temperatures ain't there, are they? Temperatures, rain, hail, sleet, snow, you name it, it's happening. But the only thing that is happening really is this stuff. That stuff. Blanket weed. Yeah. Infested with it. Absolutely infested with it. But I've got it. Getting it. Got the old Aquasource Resolve in there. Been in there a few days now. The thing is with that, or what I found when I've used it, is you put it in, nothing happens, nothing happens, nothing happens. You start throwing a few F's and what fours about and that lot, and then normally about sort of like 6 to 10 days later, everything's gone. There's no, it don't seem to sort of like just die off and float away. It's there and then it's gone. So hopefully it'll be the same again this time, because it's absolutely covered in it. 1 minute it weren't there, next minute there's a little bit of green fungus, and then literally about 2 days later it's about 2 foot long in places, clogging up everything. But yeah, I've done a bit of underwater footage before the blanket weed hit. I'll put that on the video so you can see the fishes. And if the battery's charged on the old underwater camera, even though I'm using the DJI Osmo, that's supposed to be waterproof, I'm not going to test it because it's a very expensive camera. Not until I've seen evidence of it working, that is. So if I've got battery, I'll sort of put it down and you can see all the blanket weed down there. It's an absolute nightmare. But yeah, everything in the pond is doing fine, no parasite issues. Ambient temperatures, like I said, ain't up to where I've got the pond at the moment, and perhaps that's why I'm not having problems with the old parasites, because I've kept it at a reasonable temperature. Say, well, you've got covers on, you can't see it, your fish flicking and flashing, but I've got a camera underneath, so I do keep an eye on my fish when I'm away, looking out for signs of flicking and flashing, and I've had none to date, and they're on the food like nobody's business, as you will see shortly. But yeah, anyway, so waiting. Oh yes, they're all waiting. They've definitely been grown over winter, that's for sure. The ones that got a bit grown to do, definitely grown a bit over winter. Joys of a strict dorsal fin there. That's been when they've been fighting over the trees. Not dorsal fin, pec fin. Got a bit of split about a heel though. Especially once the heat comes in there, it picks up a bit more. My boy. But like I said, I've set the battery on the underwater camera and I'll put that in there. And I've got a camera underneath the cupboard, but it's very basic. And yeah, you can see what's happening, but it's not very clear. It's not sort of like video quality or anything like that. But it does give you an idea whether there's anything going on with the fish, with the flipping and crashing and that lot. And I have no problems with that at the moment. Garden is just starting to come into life. Acer there is sprouting nicely. This acer, and that one down there. So they're coming out slowly. The problem being is that the garden is north facing, and sorry for the noise, that's the thingy just clicking on a couple of branches there which I have to cut off. But yeah, the garden's north facing, so whereas the front garden, which is south facing, is all in bloom and there's blossom and flowers and all sorts out all over the place, this one is sort of like tends to lag behind by about a month and a half. So it's very slow in getting going. It's very cold out here, but that's what you get. You can't always have south-facing gardens. I'd love to, really would, but yeah, it's all coming into life. Hopefully the rose this year will be up here. Hopefully that's going to be just as good as what it was last year. That was absolutely beautiful. But there's not really a lot going on at the moment. I'm trying to all this is going to be repainted this year, so the summer house and all the banister and everything like that, which I stood on a little while ago. So all this lot down here, that's all going to be painted. Probably going to go change colour, go away from grey. Grey's old hat now. Probably going to go sort of like a willow green main colour, and probably a sort of like a cream, country cream or something like that as the sort of like the inlay colour. So around the window frames and the doors, and then the uprights on the fence bit there, do that country cream. See what that, hopefully that'll look nice. And we'll be keeping the deck au naturel. Talking the deck, I'm going to have to lift the covers, check the drum, make sure all the jets are cleaning okay, make sure none of them have blocked. I've been having problems with blocking, and also in my moving bed, since I've had it, I've been having a problem, so I'm going to have to contact Quenny about it. Is my air dome, it's like the spin drifter air dome that goes in the bottom and that lot, the rubber membrane keeps on coming out of the holding around the side, so you sit down, you screw the sides on and it pins it down, but it keeps slipping out of there no matter how tight you do the rubber membrane up, the screw bit up. it keeps sliding out. So, and I've got the air turned right down on that. I mean, it's not even 20 litres an hour. So 20 litres a minute or whatever it is, but it's turned right down and it's still popping out, so I need to get a new one of them off of Quenny. Should be covered by the warranty. Hopefully it is anyway. But yeah, as you saw, the covers are still on, and as much as the sun's shining at the moment, literally about 2 minutes before I started filming, it was absolutely honking down and turned really cold, and it was black as the ace of spades. So yeah, the cover's staying on. Why? Mainly because the ambient temperatures ain't to anywhere near the water temperature yet, and I'm only keeping that at 15 at the moment. But the you're still getting the fluctuations during the daytime and the night time. Quite big fluctuations down here in the south. We seem to be getting it worse than what Midlands and the North are, which is the other way round. But yeah, so what's the fluctuations? So like say, I think at the moment it's about 11 degrees the ambient temperature out here at the moment, when I just looked. But at night time that's still dropping down to sort of like 3 or 4 degrees. And that's a big temperature swing, and anybody who knows about the fish knows that temperature swing of water temperature of more than 2 degrees does tend to irk them a little bit. I mean, it don't kill them or anything, but it upsets them, and it can affect their health in certain ways, whereas their immune systems get a bit messed up, a bit complicated. I'll go into that in more detail. I'll add all the technical words down there. I did record it. If I can find it, I'll put it in as a little section now. What we got to remember is that most of our ponds, there are some flaming massive ones out there, but most of our ponds and that lot is quite a small and shallow body of water compared to a big lake, which will act very, very differently to your pond. So let's just forget about sort of like life in big ponds and big lakes and things like that, and just concentrate on the pond, which, like I said, is small and sort of like a reasonably shallow body of water. So the temperature fluctuations will change a lot faster and a lot more severely than a large body of water. In fact, we know that, don't we? So we're going to dwell on that. But koi are not cold water fish. That's a fact. Look it up, it's true. Koi are not cold water fish. And they are sort of, technically, they can survive in cold water, but they don't thrive. You get some sort of fish, sturgeon in particular, that love really cold water, and they thrive in cold water, but koi not in that category. And having been bred from sort of like carp, they have similar characteristics, including the ability to adapt their behaviour to a wide range of temperatures. We've seen it in the summer when it's boiling hot. They're up, they're swimming around like mad and eating like there's no tomorrow. If it falls in the pond, they're going to eat it in the summertime. And then in winter, they sort of, if you're not heating and it gets really cold, they're down the bottom, huddled together, mooching around. Now, what they do say is, which I don't think is particularly true, and I've seen evidence of it in other people's ponds, and that in temperatures below 10 degrees, koi have no appetite whatsoever. Yeah, no, that's not true. There's plenty of ponds that I know of, their fish are still feeding sort of like 6, 7, 8, 9 degrees. Should you be feeding them at those temperatures? Well, if they're looking for it, they say they can't digest it, but providing you got the right winter food, then just a little bit shouldn't be too bad for them. They, like I said, they know their bodies themselves, everything like that. So yeah, it's one of them things, isn't it? Is it a chance you take? So anyway, but to give koi, the common koi, sort of like the correct description, along with certain other fish, they are what they call, and I've got to try and get this right, so somebody correct me if I get the pronunciation wrong, a poikilothermic, which means they can function over a wide range of temperatures, but do not have the ability to control their body temperature in any way, i.e. shivering or anything like that. And therefore, you know, their bodies with the outside temperature match the outside temperature. So if it drops down to sort of 9, their body temperature is 9. But what they do is they have a range of enzymes within their body which operates at different temperatures, and it's these enzymes that control the metabolic process inside their bodies. As it becomes too hot, too cold for one of these enzymes, it switches off, and the correct one for that temperature jumps in, takes over, and does its business until it's out of its temperature range, and then another one kicks in, and so on and so on. And this can be seen by the feeding response of your koi. As temperature changes, it's obvious that the koi's digestion and appetite diminish. A koi's immune system is also temperature dependent. I was talking about this last night actually, and just double checking my research and that lot earlier on today. I sort of got the sort of figure slightly wrong. Not higher, it's actually lower, but I'll come back to that in a minute. It doesn't seem to be that particularly well understood. There is research out there that's gone into it and quite into depth about it, but there is a lot of disagreement about the specific temperature ranges of the koi's immune system, but in general it does sort of seem to be agreed. Basically, a koi has two immune systems. It has a specific and a non-specific immune system. Now, the specific immune system is one that, so if it has a particular pathogen, it's dealt with, beaten, maybe with a bit of help from you and that lot, it actually remembers that. It's like like when you've had a cold or an infection, or like when you get your jabs and everything like that, your body builds up a defense, it remembers and then builds up a defense. It's the same with koi, whereas the non-specific doesn't do that, but it gives sort of like a certain amount of defense against certain pathogens. Now, it is the specific immune system that tends to get affected most by temperature fluctuations, and like I said, there's sort of like figures bouncing around and that lot, but sort of like on the research I've found and that lot, they found that whilst it is temperature affected, and it's not working as a whole, it's not totally ineffective at temperatures below 12 degrees. So 12 degrees is sort of like the cut-off line, because it's very, very much impaired. And the non-specific will sort of like work harder at that temperature, but like I said, it doesn't have the memory, and that will keep working down till about 4.4 degrees, which once it hits that temperature, the immune system is totally gone. But most pathogens and parasitical problems and everything like that around about those temperatures are ineffective as well. So if you do have the ability to keep your pond at sort of like 13 or 14 degrees throughout winter, then you will keep the koi's immune system running virtually top knot, so you ain't got to worry about anything in that range. But like I said, there isn't a problem sort of not I keep erring. I've always been picked up for it.
can't help it. It's just one of these automatic things when you're pausing and you're trying to think. But yeah, and again, so yeah, like I said, you don't have to cover or heat your pond, but if you wish to sort of like give your fish the best chance, then, and you can afford it, then by all means do it. Just by covering your pond, you can keep the temperatures up there quite a bit, because you're removing the wind chill factor from your pond, which cools your pond, your water down a lot quicker, especially if you've got a large surface area. And the wind whips across there, it cools your water quite rapidly. Now, also the other problem that we do have in this country is that we do not have stable winter temperatures. Again, so if you go back to the immune system working, and then, like I said, you've got these got the temperature rises and everything like that, and these enzymes that the enzymes that sort of kick in and out at different temperatures. In this country, we can have -2, -3 for a day, 2 days, and then whack, you know, less than 24 hours later, you're up to 13 degrees. Then you're sort of 12 degrees, 13 degrees, then bang, you're back down again to 1, 2 degrees. And like I said, because we have small bodies of water, these change very rapidly as well. Now, if your pond's uncovered and unheated, it is possible, if you get a severe temperature drop, for the pond to drop sort of like 4 or 5 degrees in one hit over a few hours, which is the problem we have. You know, anybody who's been keeping koi for a while will know that a 2 degree swing in temperature is sort of like, it's not a no-no, but the koi get very upset with it, because these enzymes are up and down like a flaming yo-yo, and they don't know whether they're coming and going. So it's trying to avoid that. Now, if you could put a cover on your pond, you're not only holding the heat in and stopping the wind chill. As the temperatures drop, you'll find that, yes, the water temperature will still drop in your pond, but it will be a lot slower, giving your fish time to get used to it. And it's, like I said, it's up to you whether you do it or not, but that's just sort of like a little bit of basic background behind why I cover and heat my pond. Anyway, so we're back. So yeah, so that's just explaining about the koi's immune system and how it works and how it's temperature related, using big words and stuff like that. But anyway, yeah, so I'll do a little bit more I'm going to do a little bit more underwater footage, like I said, if the camera's charged, and have a look at the fish, make sure you can see they're all doing well, and you can see just how bad the blanket weed is. What a nightmare. And then after that we'll end the video with a little photo montage, little photo and video montage of Jake. So yeah, fingers crossed everything. You don't have to watch it, obviously, but for those of you who knew Jake and like Jake, then I just think it's a nice little thing to do for him, and as for myself, Jackie and the family and that lot, it's something we can look back on and remember him by. Alright everybody, sorry it's a short one, but just ain't really in the mood for it, so if you know, and hope you understand why. But anyway, I'm back. I'll be making videos and hopefully getting into the swing of things for the season. So need to have a word with Crafty. I've got something special lined up, or I think it's special. A few other people think it's special. I'm not going to tell you what, not yet. Might not even come off at the moment, and not after the outlay I've just had to lay out for Jake's passing, but we'll see. Anyway, so I'll end it here, but it's not over, if you understand what I'm saying. So a bit of underwater footage, and then on to the montage of Jake. Anyway, everybody stay safe, hope you had a good Easter, look after yourselves, and looking forward to the new season. Bye.
good things, yeah. Just look at all the good things. Smiling till my face is aching, love until my heart is breaking. Look at all the good things we have. Shadows on the sand and ice cream melting in my head. Look at all the good things, yeah. Just look at all the good things. Smiling till my face is aching, love until my heart is breaking. Look at all the good things we have. 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 Ooh, look at all the good things. 눈 뜨면 눈부신 아침 햇살과 모닝콜로 너와 시작하는 하루, 마치 내 인생의 포커스가 지금에 맞춰진 걸까. 따뜻한 모닝커피의 향기가 오늘 하루도 날 기대하게 만드는 걸. 우리 오늘은 또 어떻게 지낼까. 너를 바라만 보고 있어도 좋아. 아무 말도 하지 않아도 난 좋아. 너의 눈만 바라봐도 내 모든 걸 다 알 것 같아. 우린 너무 완벽하게 모든 게 다 잘 맞아서 가끔 난 걱정이 돼. 네가 날 떠나가 버릴까봐. 쓸데없는 다른 걱정 따윈 생각하지 말기로 해. 오늘은 우리 기다렸던 데이트 날이야. 내 손을 잡아줘. 오늘 데이트도 멋졌어. 너도 좋았어. 내일은 또 어떤 곳을 너와 함께 가볼까. 너와 함께 먹고 싶었던 명동 길거리 음식, 내일 그걸 먹으러 가볼까. 너와 마주 앉은 지금이 난 좋아. 너의 마음도 알 것 같아. 모두 다 너의 눈만 바라봐도 내 마음을 들킬 것 같아. 우린 너무 완벽하게 모든 게 다 잘.
I will always be with you. Makes no difference where your road takes you to. Even if we're apart, now we're joined at the heart. Though our moment may be gone, you and I will still live on.
I will always be with you. I'll be by your side, whatever you do. Other memories may fade, but the ones that we made are eternal as a star. Now I'm part of who you are, and I'll be there with you in the sound of your laughter. I'll be in the tears you cry, 'cause the way you and I have touched My love will see you through. I will always be there.
You'll have me there.
I will always be with you. I will always be with
I will always be with you,
like a guardian angel,
constant and true. When you're lost in the night, you can't see the light. My love will see you through.
I will always be there.
You'll have me there.
I will always be with
You.
Sometimes when you're feeling sad, when all you want is me, I softly sit and gently put my head upon your knee. Some nights when your heart does ache, worn out by tears you weep, I quietly lie beside your bed and guard you as you sleep. Somewhere far beyond this place, a land where all run free, I calmly watching over you, waiting patiently. Someday, when the time is right, your voice will call to me, and I'll come running like the wind. Someday, wait and see.